Om. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam, Shruti Smriti Purananam, Alayam Karunalayam, Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Loka Shankaram, Harihi Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namah, Harihi Om. My humble pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. I welcome all of you to today's session of Bhagavad Gita. I am not a Jnani, I am not a Pandita, I am not a Guru. I am just a seeker, sadhaka. I am conducting this study hour as a means for my learning. In this class, we are going to study Gudhartha Deepika by Sri Madhusudana Saraswati, translated by Swami Gambhirananda from Ramakrishna Matam. Before we start Gudhartha Deepika, I want to take few classes on giving out some background on the Bhagavad Gita summary. What is the summary of Bhagavad Gita? To the best of my ability. So far, we have seen summary of 4 chapters. Today, we will see the summary of 5th chapter. If there are any mistakes, please forgive me. I'll share my screen. Fourth chapter we have completed. Now we are doing chapter 5. Karma Sannyasa Yoga. So we are going into more detailed understanding about what is Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Renunciation of actions versus renunciation of doership and desire for fruits of actions. People think that sannyasa means running away from family, going into forest, Himalayas, growing a big beard, a jata or a shaven head, looking weird. It's not like that. If you run away from your work, your mind will anyway be there. Some kind of work will anyway be there in the life. What you have to renounce is kartrutva, doership, and desire for fruits of actions. So we have discussed this earlier in earlier chapters also. This chapter goes a little bit deeper into the subject. Karma rogi. Who is a karma rogi? Who is a diseased person? Karma rogi will do actions with selfish desire, kamya karma. This is out of ajnana, because of ignorance. What is the ignorance? I am this body is the ignorance. Kamya karma phala. The result of the desire-oriented action is anitya, temporary. It causes bondage and suffering. You may think, why? I desire a car, I buy a car, I am happy. But it is not so. It's not reality. If you look clearly, if a desire satisfies us, we would not have another desire. This is a endless cycle. You have a desire, you fulfill it well and good, very good. If you can fulfill it well and good, you will feel happy for maximum 5 minutes. After that, dissatisfaction will be there. You see, check your mind, observe yourself. There is a sense of lacking, there's a sense of unsatisfaction, dissatisfaction all the time. This is called bondage. No matter what, even if you have crores of rupees, you will be unsatisfied. So you have to look closely into how to get out of this dissatisfaction. Through ajnana, if you think, I will leave off all my actions, I will not do anything, I'll sit silently. It is ajnana. It is ignorance. It is adharma. You should not be like that. What is the right way? You should become karma yogi. Who is a karma yogi? Karma yogi does nishkama karma. Nishkama means what? Kama means desire. Nishkama means without desire. Without desire, actions without selfish desire is called nishkama karma. Nishkama karma. Why should you do nishkama karma? For the welfare of the world. Jagat hitaya cha. This includes working for your family members also. Your family members also is part of the world. So it is not a smaller circle. Make the circle bigger. Not just your family. Include your community. Include your apartment people. Include everyone. So actions without selfish desire. It leads to purity of heart. And whatever result comes, don't be attached to that. Oh, I am doing Nishkama Karma. Let people recognize me. Let people praise me. Or some donation may come. Not like that. Do it for the sake of doing right action. And offer the fruit of the action to Ishvara, Lord. What is offering fruit of action to Ishvara? Is it saying, oh Krishna, take it? Not like that. You work for the welfare of the world. Whatever you get it, offer it back to the world. You keep something for yourself. Nobody says you should deny yourself completely. You keep something for yourself, but again offer it to the welfare of the world. So, if you renounce sense of doership, by doing all these things, you may have an ego. I am doing all these things. That ego also you have to drop. That is the ultimate. So, what are the subsections of chapter 5? Inactivity versus activity, 5.1 to 5.6. Progress in Karma Yoga, 5.7 to 5.12. Wisdom of renunciation of action, 5.13 to 5.21. Detachment, 5.22 to 5.23. Liberation after death, 5.24 to 5.26. Meditation, 5.27 to 5.29. More and more, but these are 5.1 to 5.6. Inactivity versus activity. Atma is Nitya Shuddha Buddha Ananda Swarupam. That is your own nature. Atma is blissful. It is non-doer. Atma is non-doer. It doesn't do anything. Abhokta, non-enjoyer. Ajnata, non-knower. Asanga, it is the real sannyasi. Only this jnana gives liberation. Sannyasa ashrama, monkhood, is a choice of lifestyle. Few people like it, they take it. But if you fancy sannyasa and without real knowing what is the real meaning of sannyasa, you think I want to be monk, I want to serve people, without dropping ego and dropping I, me, mine. Ahankara and mamakara has to be dropped. That is real sannyasa. If you don't drop ahankara and mamakara, wearing an ochre robe, shaving the head is not real sannyasa. Real sannyasa is dropping ahankara and mamakara and kartrutva, doership. See, traditionally, a grihastha cannot be a sannyasi. Cannot be means grihastha is grihastha, householder is householder, sannyasi is sannyasi, monk is a monk. But psychologically, even though you are in the grihastha ashrama, you can be a sannyasi. Psychologically, you can renounce. What you have to renounce? You have to drop ahankara. Dropping ahankara means what? Dropping I, me, mine from the mind. So through jnana, dropping raga and dvesha. Raga means likes, dvesha means dislikes. Both raga and dvesha we have to drop. So people say there is a materialistic life and there is a spiritual life. It is not so. There is only one life. It is both spiritual and materialistic. Life is divine. So you should act in the world without doership. Ishvara is the doer. Act for Jagat Hitaya, welfare of the world. How much time can you meditate? You cannot meditate for a long time. Not only you, anybody. Half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, enough. Then you have to open your eyes. When you open your eyes, the world is in front of you. The body is there. You have to do something. Do something for the welfare of the world. That is also meditation. It's a meditation in movement. Somebody asked Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda, I tried to close my eyes and sit in meditation. I cannot. My mind is running here and there. What should I do? Then Vivekananda said, open your eyes, open your windows, open your doors, go out into the world, serve the poor, serve everyone, and I challenge you whether your mind will not become peaceful. So, Bhagavad Gita 5.1, Arjuna is saying, O Krishna, you praised karma sannyasa, the path of renunciation, and you also advised to do karma yoga, work with devotion. Please tell me decisively which of the two is more beneficial. In 5.2, Sri Bhagavan says, both the path of karma sannyasa, renunciation of actions, and karma yoga, working in devotion, lead to the supreme goal. Whether you are a karma sannyasi or a karma yogi, both leads to supreme goal. But karma yoga is superior to karma sannyasa. Because also the karma yogi who neither desires nor hates anything, should be considered as karma sannyasi only. A person who transcends likes and dislikes and works for the welfare of the world is a sannyasi only. They are easily liberated from bonds of material energy. And Krishna says, ignorant person, only ignorant people say the path of Sankhya and path of yoga are different. A jnani will see both these paths, karma sannyasa and karma yoga, leading to the same thing. The supreme state that is attained by means of karma sannyasa is also attained by karma yoga, because karma yoga is nothing but karma sannyasa only. Therefore, a person who sees karma sannyasa and karma yoga as similar, he is the real seer. He has the vision. Without doing karma yoga, you cannot be a perfect karma sannyasi. Therefore, you also be karma yogi. That is the advice of Krishna. A sannyasi who is adept in karma yoga quickly attains the supreme state. So, how can I dedicate my action to God? Understand that every activity, job, family, etc., is an opportunity to learn karmic lessons and get free from raga and dvesha. Every opportunity is given by God. All my actions are for purification of vasanas and reach God. How can I overcome obstacles and challenges? God loves you and want you to reach Him quickly. So He will give you more difficult challenges. More challenges mean more opportunity to do karma yoga. Outer success or failure is inconsequential. Lessons learned is prasada that purifies. What are the steps in this path? First step is to realize I am not the bhokta of karma. I am not the enjoyer of karma. Second step is to realize I am not the doer of karma. What is grace? What is krupa? How to get grace or krupa? Grace of God is the Vedantic teaching coming into your life. Grace of God is Sadguru. Grace of God is the teaching of Vedanta. When you come to learning Vedanta, when you come to learn Bhagavad Gita, you are sure to know that Krishna's grace is abundantly flowing in your life. How do you know the progress in the path? From depression to karmi to dharmi to karma yogi to jnani. Nishkami or non-doing. Samsari, who is a karma rogi, doer or enjoyer, to karma yogi. Naham bhokta, karma yogi to naham karta. Not I, jnani to jnani, not I, mukta. Jnani has no separate ego. Ishvara only is working through this body, mind, and complex. That is what is the feeling of Jnani. Padmapatram ivambasa. Just like a lotus leaf, water drop does not touch. Similarly, karma will not stick to a jnani or a karma yogi. 5.7, Krishna says, karma yogi sees Krishna only in everyone. How will he see Krishna? Will he see an idol everywhere? No. Just like I have a spirit, the spirit in this body is Krishna. The spirit in your body is Krishna. The consciousness in this body is Krishna. The consciousness in your body is Krishna. Similarly, consciousness is there in every ant. Consciousness is there right from an ant to an elephant to lion. Everyone has consciousness. That consciousness is gift from God. It is God. Consciousness only is there. God only is there. Knowing this, the karma yogi will know the consciousness in me and the consciousness in you are one and the same. It is Krishna only. Therefore, I serve that consciousness, that body. I serve every body who has the same consciousness. I serve Krishna. Therefore, those who are doing karma yoga think I am not the doer. So, while they are seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, or moving, sleeping, breathing, speaking, excreting, grasping, opening or closing of the eyes. They know that it is Ishvara only doing all these things. It is only the material senses that are moving amongst their objects. This is what a jnani will think, karma yogi will think. Just like a lotus leaf is untouched by water, similarly, those who dedicate their actions to God, abandoning all attachment, remain untouched by sin. Again, you have to understand dedicating actions to God means, oh God, I am dedicating my action to you, not like that. God is in front of you as this universe. God is in front of you as the other person. When you serve the world, you are dedicating your actions to God. That is what you have to understand. Give up attachment. The karma yogis do this, karma yoga, giving up attachment. They perform all the actions through the body, mind, senses, and all because it leads to purification of heart. Offering the results of all activities to God, the karma yogis attain everlasting peace. Whereas those who, being impelled by their desires, work with a selfish motive, become entangled because they are attached to the fruits of the action. Very easy to understand. Very easy because most of the people work with a selfish motive. And if you take a minute to check your mind and heart, you will know you are carrying a burden, the burden of expectations. Other people's expectations on you, your own expectations on you, your own expectations from the actions, all this burden you are carrying. Person who offers results of all activities to God means I work for the welfare of the world and whatever minimal required for the upkeep of my body I'll take and rest I will distribute to the world. This person is like a king and he is free. You only know if you think, you will realize we are all bound by our boundaries. Those who live life with karma yoga, with yajna bhavana, they live life like a king. King not in the sense with pleasures and all, but their heart is expanded, it is free. There is no need to meditation. There is no need to do meditation to achieve that kind of calmness. If you help somebody, naturally the mind will become calm. Great saint Basavanna from Karnataka said, Nanu nanembudu nanalla, ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವನಾನು ನಾನೇ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ. What it means is, I am not what I think I am. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not the intellect. I am pure consciousness. Shivaswarupi. Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. I am of the nature of Shiva. I am of the nature of Shiva. I am of the nature of Shiva. ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ. ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ. ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವ ನಾನು ನಾನೇ. ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ. For an ajnani, the head, which is intellect, the heart, which is emotions, the hands, which are his actions, are for selfish reasons. For a jnani, the head, intellect, heart, emotions, hands, actions are for loka kalyana, for the welfare of the world. An ajnani gets possessed by the roles like I am a father, I am a mother, I am a husband, I am a wife, I have kids, I am boss, I am doctor, I am teacher, I am warrior, etc. Whereas Jnani plays all these roles, but Jnani knows clearly that I am not the role. I am, I am different from the role. I only act according to the situation demands. A role is a persona. When I am talking to my wife, I am a husband. When I am talking to my son, I am a father. But I am neither husband nor father. If you can understand this difference, that's all there is. So this sloka 5.13, a person who is self-controlled and detached, they live happily in the city of 9 gates, which is this body. They are free from the thought that they are the doers or the cause of anything. There is no karma for them. See, people may argue, God only made me like this. It's not like that. Neither the sense of doership nor the nature of actions come from God. God does not create the fruits of actions also. All this is enacted by the modes of material nature, gunas. Gunas only, Prakriti only doing all these things. The omnipresent God does not involve himself in the sinful or virtuous deeds of anyone. This you have to understand. The consciousness in the body is not doing either sin or virtue. I'll give an example of a fan. Electricity is there, fan rotates. Electricity is there, bulb glows. So we should not say electricity is rotating, electricity is glowing. Bulb glows, fan rotates. Electricity is not involved, either fan rotating or bulb glowing. Similarly, But fan does not rotate without electricity. Bulb cannot glow without electricity. Similarly, the power behind every action, even though it is God, God is not one who is doing the action. In the presence of that power, substratum of God, actions happen by the Prakriti. But because the fan, which is the ignorant jiva, individual being, thinks that because of ahankara and ajnana, they think that they are the doers. They are independent doers. The fan thinks that it can rotate by itself. It's not possible. Similarly, the individual being cannot even lift their hand without the power of consciousness. But it is not the power of consciousness which is lifting the hand. And this body cannot lift its hand. So who lifts the hand actually? And for those people whose ignorance is destroyed by divine knowledge because of Sadguru's teachings, because of Vedanta, because of Bhagavad Gita teachings, the supreme entity, which is like electricity, power behind everything, is revealed as my own consciousness, my own inner self, the spark in me, the divine spark in me, the consciousness is the consciousness in everyone. It is there everywhere. That is God, that is revealed to them. Just as the sun illumines everything when it rises. Those whose intellect is fixed in God, who are completely absorbed in God, with firm faith in Him as a supreme goal, such persons quickly reach the state from which there is no return. Their sins having been dispelled by the light of knowledge. A truly learned person, for him, they have equal vision towards a Brahmana or a cow or an elephant or a dog or a dog eater because they see the spirit everywhere. Those who are not attached to external sense pleasures realize divine bliss of self. Being united with God through yoga, they experience unending happiness, bliss of self, peace, wisdom, compassion. Vairagya, do not get attached to results because results are not in your hands. Do not get attached to objects because every object is temporary. Only Atma is unchanging and eternal. Hold on to Atma, which is the I am in you. Ajnani craves for love and attention like a beggar. Jnani realizes God as self, I am. Love flows from that self. Jnani is like king. 5.24 to 5.26 talks about a Rajarshi, seeker on path of liberation, sadhaka, Rajavidya, Brahmavidya, Yoga Shastra, and all. Rishi are liberated sages, Devarshi, liberated sage, Brahmarshi means Jivan Mukta. 5.22 sense pleasures, they arise from the contact of sensory organs with the objects. They appear enjoyable to worldly minded people. They are actually a source of misery. If you look closely, you will understand. All the sense pleasures have a beginning and end. So the wise do not delight in them. This you have to look, analyze carefully. The sense pleasures, I like coffee, I like ice cream. Can you have 20 cups of coffee? No. Can I have 20 ice creams? No. You will throw up. Okay. I will have 1 cup of ice cream. I like it. Fine. You have it. You like it. You enjoyed it. It is over. Then you are back to square one. What happened to the happy feeling? It is gone. Now you search for different thing that gives you pleasure. So life is a chase behind things which can give me pleasure. This is an unending chase. Do you want to run like that? Continuously from one object to another object? One event to another event? Please go ahead. Bhagavad Gita is not for you. But if you look closely, oh, this is what is happening. I am running after pleasures. I am basically running. I am never satisfied. How can I be satisfied? That you have to ask yourself. Therefore, a wise person do not delight in sensory pleasures because it doesn't satisfy him completely. It gives him some satisfaction, but it doesn't satisfy permanent satisfaction. He has to run towards next pleasure. Therefore, the actual bliss is the bliss of the self. Those who realize the bliss of the self, they delight in the bliss of the self. They are united with the Lord and they are liberated from the material existence. They are holy persons. Their sins have been purged. Their doubts are annihilated. Their minds are disciplined and they are devoted to welfare of all beings. They attain God and are liberated from material existence. Those sannyasis who have broken out of anger and lust through constant effort, who subdued their mind and are self-realized, for them liberation is both here and hereafter. Don't think that salvation is after death. There are some religions which say after death you will go to paradise, heaven. Here there is nothing. Not like that. For a jnani, Jivan Mukti is promised. While alive, he will experience bliss. Bliss means don't think of again another concept. Just peaceful existence. Peace of mind. That's all. Meditation 5.27 to 5.29. Listen to Vedanta from a realized Sadguru. It is like planting a seed. The seed will sprout one day. It is called Shravana. And then you have to do Manana. Contemplate of Vedanta truth in a group satsang. It is like removing weeds and protecting the plant. And Nididhyasa. Meditate alone by yourself on Vedanta truth. It is like pouring water to the root of the plant. So here, in shloka number 27 and 28, a meditation practice is taught by Krishna. Shutting out all thoughts of external enjoyment with the gaze, meaning the eyesight, fixed on the space between the eyebrows. This point, Agnya Chakra, equalizing the flow of the incoming and outgoing breath. By equalizing it, and thus controlling the senses, mind, and intellect, the sage becomes free from desire and fear, always lives in freedom. This is a practical advice how to do meditation by Krishna. Having realized me as the enjoyer of all, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam, of all yajnas, I am the Bhokta, Krishna says. I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices and austerities. Supreme Lord of all the worlds and selfless friend of all living beings. Knowing this, realizing God like that, meaning being friend of all beings, my devotee attains peace. With this, chapter number 5 ends. Any observations or any questions? There are no questions or observation. We'll close for the day. Put Namaskar mantra. Close your eyes. Repeat after me. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyorma Amrutam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Harihi Om Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.